What is up? And welcome to the series finale of the GSP career. Episode 40 out of 40. Season 10. And we are looking in great shape to win back-to-back-to-back trebles. You can see there, we're in the 5th round of the FA Cup. We'll be facing Brighton or Chelsea if we beat Birmingham in the first game this month. And we look forward to the first game of the episode against Brighton, which should be relatively easy. We have 4 games before then, 2 Champions League, an FA Cup and 1 Premier League game. Speaking of Champions League, we face Borussia Dortmund in the round of 16 with Real Madrid or Bayern Munich, who we've already faced both of them earlier this season in the quarterfinals. If we get past Dortmund, of course. Now, if we go to the Premier League, we are 18 points clear of second place Manchester City, with a chance to win it at the moment against Manchester City if we draw that game. But we could win it at Forest, and if City drop points in one of the next 2 games, if we win both of ours and they lose or draw, we can win the game at Nottingham Forest. So with that all said and done, let's get to the first game. The first of hopefully 3 finals. It will be the Carabao Cup game, obviously, against Brighton, who we could be facing in the Champions League in the semis if they make it that far. Or the final. Might actually be the final. But first, we've got to beat them in the Carabao Cup. So let's get to it. Alrighty. We are here for the first of hopefully 3 finals. EFL Cup time. Against Brighton. Good attack. Crappy midfield, good defence is how they set up with a 4-4-2 holding. We actually have some news. We know who we're facing in the FA Cup because it's literally the next game. Chelsea. We also are facing Bayern in the Champions League. And I wish I could do it, but if you would believe me, we might win the game in our first of 3 back-to-back home games, as a certain team called Manchester City went on to lose. And they now face Arsenal in a game where if they don't pick up all 3 points and we win, the league's over. The league will end 7 games left of the season. So we'll be doing Newcastle. But our main focus is on Brighton. We're going to start the strongest team. If that was true, we are going to be playing Willis and Wood. We're going to play... I was going to play Gouda-Bally, but I'm actually going to take him out for Clarkson, because we played him against the Fulham game, where we won 3-1, as you've seen. He gave away 2 penalties in that match, and I just cannot risk him giving another one. I'm going to bring Conte on. I think he's been really good. And I think we're going to go with this team. Same midfield. A little change up on the defence, but Conte is almost like a regular. We're at Wembley. For goodness knows how many times. It's a repeat of a Super Cup final. In the friendly stages, where we lost on pens. But we've beaten them in the season twice. That's all that really matters. And Kirk already has the freedom down the thing. Peter has a chance to release one. Easy save for De Souza. Should have went to Willis. It should have went to Peter, not Willis. That should have been his target, at least. Conte on Gerda now. Trying to force him down the line. And he's going to do lovely skills to get past. Conte will not let it slide. He'll pick up the ball another time. Kirk won't be able to use his pace fully. Peter now will give him a chance to use his pace fully. And he gets absolutely clotheslined. Thankfully it's not a serious injury. That could have been nasty. And Brighton will walk away with a football. Barreri can't intercept Hinzelwood. Conte can't do anything. Barreri will intercept. Goes to Kirk. Now to Peter. Peter to run. They play it back to Kirk. To Barreri. To Brian Wood. What a goal! And in the final, we've finally broken through. Back and forward for a little bit. But we make the action work. Pratt is impressed with it. Just steps away from his man. Takes a beautiful touch. Uses the defender for cover. And De Souza is not stopping that shot. Right in the top corner. We'll take the advantage. But Brighton are showing. Sar. Simas. Just like I said, Brighton on the attack. Diallo will get his head to it. Kirk will pass it to Peter. Peter's just going to run since there's space. Willis will do a man. Allow Kirk to run to the byline. He'll cut back. Willis plays it to Russo. Yeboah. Barreri. Looking for Russo. Russo to sway it across to Brian Wood. Not quite. Wood now to take. Looking for Diallo's head. Won't find it. Yeboah will strike it first time. But straight in the goalkeeper's hands. And that will be the first half. Transfer confirmed. It's blocking half my screen. Yeboah's pipped them. Yeboah's up high. The CDM turned into a cam. He'll play Dominic Willis in. And it's 2-0. And it's all due thanks to Yeboah. Pressing high. And grabs the reward from it. Open space. I think we'll just make a change in the back line. Conte's had a good game, but we're just going to bring on the experienced Diogo Leon just to reassure the back lines. Brian Wood loses it, wins it. Runs down the line and gets tackled. A bit of a dive, but we won't care. Barreri tries to switch it, won't pan out, but he'll keep the football. Now Brian Wood plays it across. Willis is there. And just like every other cup game, once you fail a chance and we score that second goal, it turns into a rout. And now we're bringing on our better players for the rest of this game. It is just a rout. There's nothing. Brighton haven't done anything wrong. We've just been clinical. He'll intercept it. He'll play Kirk through in piles of space. Kirk somehow thinks he can make a pass to Mane work from his position. Gervis can't win it. Mane can't pick it up. And that looks like it will be that. Cup number 1 of the season is now checked off. Another step to a triple quadruple. Scenes, players happy. We know we can win the Premier League in the next 2 games. We are in such a good position. The main threat is Bayern Munich and Chelsea in the respective competitions. But it's trophy number 1 of the season. And we are loving life, living at the top of English football. Once we got on top of it, we just haven't looked like getting knocked off one bit. Russo to lift another trophy in another different season, and it's the smallest one again. And it will stay in Oldham for another year. The Carabao Cup is still in our hands. Alright, we're here. Game against Newcastle United. We have the chance to win the Premier League. Apparently, if we win the next match, which is complete and utter baloney, it depends if City do not win against Arsenal. And we win against Newcastle United. We're not... I don't know if we're gonna make any changes. City are not playing today. Ooh. I don't think I'm gonna make changes. I think I'll bring people on if needed. If I need Willis to get on the pitch. He's starting the Bayern Munich games, which the first leg is 0-0. We are facing Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-finals later this month. It is just win this, and then it's down to Arsenal. The thing, we could be crowned champions today. We've been opened up here. Anthony Elanga today. Herrera can't do anything. Russo can't do anything. He will make the tackle though. Get Gervis on the run. Gervis now has the ball. He'll find Mane. He'll find Barreri. Barreri will take it. And will take the 1-goal lead. Which by the sounds of things could win us the league. Look at the amount of Newcastle fans. They're all stumped. Our fans are cheering with excitement. That is a very composed finish. From Barreri, 7-27. That is very good. His output's getting a lot better. A lot better than last season. Quite almost like the Dortmund game until we scored a 90th minute winner in the first leg. We won that 2-0. 1-0 both legs. This isn't good though. Diallo, thank you so much. Jaquette will help win it. Peter will run with it. And he'll tell Gervis to run. And Peter is actually pushing Gervis down the wing. Now Gervis can run. He'll cut back. Should have kept cutting inside. And that attack will be wasted. Jaquette will pass it to Diallo. And we will recycle it. Peter now has it. Barreri's the one to watch. You can see why he's just controlling the game. Russo, back to Barreri, to Gervis. Can go back to Barreri. He's gonna find Peter. Peter's gonna turn, take the shots. And both the centre mids help us inch that a little bit closer. It's either this game or the next. But it's 2-0 now. We're doing our bit. It's hopefully Arsenal do theirs kind of scenario. Mane wins it with a tackle. Wanted to go himself. Couldn't. Peter just doing circles. Just waiting for that right pass. And that right pass is right now with Kirk. And the party is starting in Oldham. No matter what, the trophy is here. Within the next couple of game weeks. We're at home for the next two. Jogi Leon. Nice interception. Kirk to Mane. Mane. Pass it back to Peter. Peter will find Mane. Mane tries to get through 3 people. They just close off all the gap. Peter will win it. Peter will find Kirk. Kirk will strike it again. Mane on the rebound. And it's 4-0. And like we said, against Brighton, once we get 2, the floodgates will just start to appear. And we will get that 3 or 4 boundary. It's going to be a corner. Gervis to whip it in. Jaquette to not win the header. Is it the title winning? And for the 3rd season in a row, we pick the game 1 too early. We always pick that 1 game too early. And we will be winning it if we pick up a point next game at home after the Munich game. Such a shame. Such a shame. Newsflash. So when we face Newcastle, we actually did win the league. City played on the Sunday and they dropped points. So we have won the league. We technically won the league at Newcastle. Against Newcastle, even. Yeah, it's been kind of a quiet game. Nothing too much has happened. At all. And yeah, I mean, we're going to lift the Premier League trophy again. And maybe we go for another 100 points. We're not too far off that objective. 1 minute about a time. No point of playing it forward. Celebrations. I was confused because some fans looked like they were trying to cry. Celebrations from the fans. I don't know why they have to show devastation from Forest. And we can now say, champions again, ole ole. 3 on the bounce. 2. We're looking for 2 undefeated seasons in a row. The golden top of the Premier League trophy. Look at all its beauty. A 3rd one in a row. We've done enough. 2 down. 2 to go. And we can't be stopped at all. Premier League stays in this ground. And we have PSG and Liverpool to face in the Champions League and FA Cup semi-finals. So let's get ourselves ready for that. Okay, folks, we're here. The game against Paris Saint-Germain at the Stade de France, I believe it's called. I don't know what the stadium is called. They play a 3-4-3. The first game ended in a 2-2 draw. And we'll have a little look at something. Man City Barca 1-2. If I am correct, Barcelona's winning. So we could have a new opponent in the thing. In other news, we're into the final of the FA Cup. And we're up against West Ham. They managed to beat City 2-1. I think we're just going to play our strongest lineup. It is a 2-2 game. If we don't play our strongest lineup, are we even trying to win the competition? So let's get underway. Away at Paris Saint-Germain. In the semis. Looking to make it 4 out of 4 finals in European competitions. And we're looking to get off to a fast start with Barreri now on the ball. Yeboah can't find Kirk. Jaquette can't do anything. Barreri, can we be organised? Diallo, can you win that, please? Thank you very much. Peter to play Barreri into space. Mane to Kirk. Mane, you should have ran. You've ran now. You're onside. Chevalier saves, but Peter is there. And we take the advantage in this second leg. Away from home, it doesn't faze us. We are prepared and ready to fight. Good ball from Kirk. Mane's unlucky. Chevalier passes it out, punches it out. The centre back should have really got that, but Peter was there. He wanted it out further so he could run to it, but Peter steamed in behind him in a better position to get to that than Peter, and we were wrong. Now PSG on the attack with João Neves, switches it to Mendes. Russo to go out and try and block it. There was no cross attempt. Vitinha into João Neves. Peter does enough for now. Rodrigo. Open space. Banza with the save. Russo with the clearance. And that is half time. And we so nearly went into the half level if it wasn't for the hand of our Liechtenstein keeper. Oh man, beautiful. Peter waits. Sees Kirk. Kirk sees Mane getting through. And it's 2-0. And you flick the switch. It's now a comeback needed from PSG. I think we were 2-1 up in the first leg. Season, and past couple of seasons, once we get 2, it usually means 3 or 4 goals heading our way. And you can see there, Gervis wins the ball back after a poor pass from Russo. Almost gets it. Chevalier with a good save. Grievous is up. Back on the pitch. Standing at least. Mane wiggles through. And almost gets another one. Could have been tackled 2 or 3 times then. Called Peter short, but we're going to really whip this in the box. To Diallo's head. Kimi clears it. Mane wins it. Diallo to Yeboah on the edge of the box. And it's almost in. Mayulu on, Rodrigo off. Peter to press. He has the legs to press all game. I mean, they're finding the space. Probably shouldn't be pressing. But we're not going to change our style. Anyway, that's a good chance. Gray. I mean, it seems like the ties. It seems like PSG don't have the 2-goal life. Or maybe they do. Pavlovic is in here. Diallo blocks any path. Neves gets robbed by Peter. And look at the space Peter can run into. He'll play it to Gervis. Gervis will cut back. Can't find anyone. That's a poor pass. And that is the game. Good job, PSG. You gave us an attempt. You just couldn't find that goal. That second goal was more than enough. And we're in to 4 European finals out of 4 seasons. But who will we be facing? Is it going to be Barca? Or is it going to be Manchester City? Another English team. I think we've only faced English teams in the final. So we would like it to be Barca for a different challenge. Alright. We're here for the game against West Ham in the FA Cup final. You can see their team there. It's a 4-2-4. I don't really know what to say about it. So I don't. We have played them. We have quick-simmed the Tottenham, the West Ham. We did quick-sim the Palace game and the Paris Saint-Germain game. So you can see there, that's what the quick sim results kind of predict us. A 90 rated team going against West Ham, drawing 1-1. I do not get it when you've seen the ratings that they have and the formation they're playing. But you know me, I don't want to be here and be like, oh, quick sim's doing this, that, and the other. We're going to perform, and we're going to start doing now. I can't trust Mendes. I think this is the team we're going to go out with. Yeah, you know what? We're going to go into this game with that team. We're at Wembley for another time. We've been at Wembley probably about 20 times in this series. And this one is for the final time. 4-2-4 against a team that absolutely dominated a 4-2-4 in this very stadium years ago. That 4-2-4 were Plymouth Argyle when we got into the League One. We went into the Championship and we were under threat. And they'll switch it to Martinez. Martinez will whip it into the box. Conte will head it away for a fraction. Banzer will collect it after a header. Goes straight at him. Now Willis. Oh, that's good for Brian Wood. That's really good from Brian Wood. He'll run and he'll score. Classic counter-attack is what we need. And Wood will get the goal in this first half that we so desperately needed just to calm our nerves down. Absolute strike. Too powerful for Hermansen to think. And we will take the early lead. And now Bryant will go back to Russo. He'll find Barreri. And Barreri will hit one. Multi-deflection. And we will make the changes. Wills, unfortunately, you will be going off. Barreri, you can have a nice relaxing holiday. Budabali, I can trust you again. Mendes, you can get on this pitch. The whole right side gets changed in a 5-man substitution. Gervis to whip the ball in to Diallo's head. And an instant impact from the substitute from the corner. And Diallo will get the goal off the back of it. His first FA Cup goal. And he celebrates in front of the West Ham fans. That is some impact off the bench. Diallo towering header. Hermansen can't do anything. And I think this could be another game that has the potential for 3+. Now Marinda, I don't know how well he is going to do. Hasn't been the greatest. And Mane's been aggressive. He's poached them. And he scores. Well, we were going to say, looks like it could be a 3-goal thing. Mane makes it a 3-goal game. Pips this left centre back. And within an instant, the ball's in the back of their net again. Medina not having the greatest of time with a different striker. It should have went back to Peter, but Peter decides to leave it for Mane. And Mane will now win it from another passing error. But Medina makes up for his mistake that led to the third goal. And there's 2 minutes of added time. Gervis to Kirk. We should have played it in again. Gervis this time will play it to Kirk. Kirk will lose his man. Take the shot and it's saggingly wide. But it won't matter. 3 or 4-0. It does not matter. 3-0 for the 3rd trophy this season. The 2nd one at Wembley, of course. West Ham props to making it to the final. But you needed to score before Diallo put his header on target. You looked threatening in the first half. And then you just fell away. But our fans, they couldn't make it. They're back at Oldham. We'll get to witness another trophy lift. Goudabali will lift it this one. Obviously, Russo getting subbed off will be the height of it. Russo doesn't matter. He's already lifted enough trophies. He'll let Goudabali lift one. And it's 3 out of 4 for the season. It's another FA Cup. The quadruple, the triple quadruple, is still very much on. It is time for the Champions League final against FC see Barcelona. Thankfully, not an English side for once. How fun were those last 3 seasons? We're against a star-studded attack in Kaminski, Cabrera. Kaminski is a Polish regen. Got Lamine Yamal, Ansu Fati, Zakara, Pedri, Cardona, Guehi, Eric, Koundé and John Garcia. The midfield is solid, but their weak point is that back line. Because Koundé, Eric, Guehi and Cardona are all on the old side. So if we can keep our defence sure, we could be walking away with a very good quadruple. In other notes, we had the player of the season come out, and our players didn't get it. Despite 2 players having the most assists, Mane having the same goals as someone from Nottingham Forest, who actually ended up winning the player of the season, despite having less assists and a less average rating. But I don't care. We're here to do a job. Mane gets 2 goals. Mane bags the win. We're at the arena we're at Schalke's home ground, I believe. There we are, in Schalke's turf, the arena of Schalke. I don't know if I've said that right. We're against Barcelona. We've actually lined up differently than what was suggested, and that is not a good start, giving the ball away. Now Russo against Cardona. Cardona's giving him a lot of space, because I think they're going to be targeting our midfielders. As you can see, they're pressing quite high. Peter tries to get around everyone. Won't be able to do so. And it'll go out for a throw-in, where we need a rebuild. Lesage versus Kirk. Kirk to play it in to Matheus Mane. And it's early blood. First attack. First shot of the game for us. And it's the first goal of the competition. Barcelona can have all the attacking they want, but we have shown time and time again just how clinical we can be in situations. And now they're done. Lesage giving the ball away. Barreri can run, and when Barreri runs, and we'll win the ball back. Barreri, Peter, just gotta keep it, unfortunately, away from the midfield trio to pass it around. You can see Barreri finds himself in the good place, but Garcia does enough. Jacquet will win it. Gervis is in central. Barreri, that is poor. And that will be the end of the first half. Mane strike. We don't risk it. Why are we risking that? Let them have the football in those scenarios. Passing it around like Barcelona normally do. One touch here, one touch there. Passing to other players. They're going through. Kaminski. Banzer with a save. They are trying to get this goal. And the header from the corner from Garcia will just go up a bit too high. Marino. Guehi's has gone to the back line. They brought on Gavi. Cabrera's to the left. Don't know what formation they're in now. Garcia's went DM. 4-4-3 holding. Might look like to try and open us up more. And they are opening us up. Their passing is too good. And that will be a goal kick. Fermin Lopez on. That's not good, Jacquet. We cannot be doing that. Garcia. Cabrera. Back to Gavi. To Eric Garcia to Fermin Lopez. Jacquet with a block. We're on the ropes. We've got to get ourselves out of it. Is it maybe a Dominic Wills help in hand? Can't get it up to Mane, just to hold it up. So they have it again, but we're pushing them back. Gervais makes a mistake, but they only pass it backwards. Now Barreri's made a mistake. And they whip it in, Banzer, to hold on to the football. And we will do it. Another quadruple back to back. The 3 in a row. But we've only just beat it. We've only just beaten Barcelona to remain the best team in Europe for the 4th year in a row. And it is glory days for the rest of time for this squad of players as we end the 10 seasons on a massive high. Another trophy in our cabinet as well. Unbelievable. The players had to dig in deep from when we went 1-0 up. I didn't want to make changes. And it looked to have paid off for us. Russo to lift the final trophy of this series. And it's 4 in a row. And 3 quadruples in a row for the team in red and the team in Oldham. What a story. As you can see, we do one step forward. The 4th bus parade with a Champions League trophy on, and a 3rd with that beautiful quadruple winner's sign on the red bus. This is absolutely lovely. Players having fun. We know this is the end of the road for the YouTube side of this, as I am going to be continuing this on Twitch. Within the next couple of months, I might put a video out and just show you me speaking about each season and what happens, because we're going to be doing 5 seasons away from the club, the final 5, and 5 seasons on the club, as kind of like a fun thing to completely finish the career of the 15 years. So we have so many good players, but now we'll go to this point. Mane scored 33 goals at the end, 7 assists, Peter on 14, Wills on 13, Barreri on 11, Gervais Kirk 10, 9, then you got Chamek on 8, Wood on 4, Diallo and Jaquette chipped in with goals. So did Fernandez, Russo, Leon, Pratt. Assist-wise, is it ever a surprise these two would end up being tied on the amount of assists? The Swiss connection happens so much. You got Kirk on 9. It's just unbelievable. Cifuentes gets 5 at his time at Liverpool. So many assists. So many goals. So much fun. Well, look, just see how much we're paying people, but also just the transfer value. Peter's 165 million. Mane's 155. Barreri's 145. Like, we have so many players over the 100 million barrier. It is unbelievable. And then we'll go through our career. I look back at what has happened, and you can see there, clubs won. We won 5 league titles, 6 domestic cups, 4 European trophies. Our total earnings, we've only earned 6 million. We've spent 79 million on a transfer. We only have 13 grand. We haven't wanted to make a new contract. We played 566 games as us at the wheel. We won 369 of them. We drew 125. We lost only 72 games. We won almost 4. We won 3/3 of our game, 3/5 of our games. We're scoring 775 goals and only conceding 271. Our biggest win was the 6-0 at Norwich last season. Our biggest defeat was in Season 2 against Burton, 4-1 was the biggest scoreline we ever conceded. 25-26 season was gain automatic promotion. Reached the round of 16, which was quite hard. You can see there, highest transfer fee was Mr. Reed. A bit of a shaky season. And then finished mid-table in League One. We brought in low. We sold win. Players were unhappy. We finished 5th. And the stats weren't... The losses got higher and the goals conceded got higher. This was the season we almost got kicked out of the team. We brought in Valiant. No, that was... We couldn't sign anyone because we had a transfer embargo. We sold Valiant because he wanted to leave the club because he wasn't happy. We thought he was the next one. We actually did quite well, but we just drew too many games. Defence was better. We avoided relegation in the Championship. We signed Mane this season. We sold O'Connor in the summer. We brought in 2 free agents, Sonko and Fredrickson, who were awful. They are now in Rangers and Leicester, respectively. We did even better. We then finished mid-table. We won the Championship. We brought in Brakovic. We sold Beaumont, who was a really bad centre-back. And we lost 2 games all season. And then we entered the Prem. We brought in Janssen. We sold Hull, which was a devastating one, but we had players better than him. And we lost 10 games in 41. We got eliminated from the Carabao Cup early. The FA Cup early. And then was the change. We won the Champions League. We couldn't do it in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup. We didn't win the Premier League, but we signed Jaquette. We sold Janssen, who was unhappy. We finished 2nd barely for the 2nd season in a row. Conceded 43 was actually one of our highest. Then season 8 came, and it was a revolution. And you could all agree. We won the Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League, with signing Gervis for 79.3 million quid in the winter because we just needed him. An 83 rated left winger we converted to the right to have him and Kirk to be our forwards alongside Mane. And look how well it happened. We lost 4 games all season. And then we won all 6 competitions. Signing Diallo, selling Seth. With that beautiful 0. And only conceding 11 goals. But scoring 119. And then this season, we won everything but the Super Cup. We don't count that or the Community Shield. We won the Player of the Month. The Manager of the Month even. We won the Manager of the Year. Didn't sign anyone. We sold Brakovic, who was unhappy. We lost 2 games all season, and that was the Super Cup and the second last league game of the season. Conceding 12, scoring less, but it didn't matter. And that, folks, has been our journey. From nowhere in Oldham, we took this team to the pinnacle of European football and English football. Took them to the heights. We now have more Champions Leagues than every team, apart from Liverpool, in 10 years. Which is fantastic. That has been it. And I will see yous for a new series in a couple of weeks. Peace.